All right, my friends, it's time for some piano. Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Hi, friends! Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so we are learning the best and most amazing and sweetest Disney song ever. If you are familiar with the movie Up, there's a song on there called Married Life, and it is just amazing. I love it so much. So we're learning that today. Yay! I'm so excited. But before we jump in, okay, we need to do some things for me, okay? Like and share this video, okay, because you know that helps me. There are so many piano learners out there that are looking for a teacher just like me, and with your help, they can find me, okay? Next, if you want to subscribe, right? So if you like my teaching style, you know I'm a little quirky, I'm a little silly, but that's okay. Like, that's just who I am, right? And if you gel with it, if you love it, if you like to see me on video, subscribe so you can see me on a regular basis. So you can do that real quick. Next, of course, if you're looking for feedback and interaction from me as your piano teacher, hop on our Discord server, okay? So we have a lot of fun on there because we get to share videos of ourselves playing the piano, learning new songs, having a blast, and you get piano progress notes from me too, right? So I'll comment on your stuff. You can interact with the other piano learners. We even have events on Discord. It's very fun. So I want to see you on there. I want to get to know you guys, okay? And lastly, Patreon. You can join me on Patreon as a monthly pledge. You can make a monthly pledge, right? Pick something between $5 and $90 a month that works for you, right? Because this is all run on donations from you guys. So if you want to make sure that I keep putting lessons out there for you, join as a patron. The people that have made that decision are like so committed to our success here and to learning the piano that it boggles my mind at how amazing these people are. So join the ranks of these amazing people. I have like 103 people now that are supporting me on a monthly basis. So I'd love to see you on there as well. All right, my friends, enough chit chat. We're talking too much. We gotta get started on our Married Life song. So I have my file folder. You guys know I have my file folders. I print out my music and I tape it inside of my file folders, okay? And this is a 3-page song, so I had to tape this extra page on there too. That's okay. So I went ahead and did that. It's in my file folder. I have my pencil handy, and I'm ready to play through this song and teach it to you guys, okay? So let's notice a few things at the beginning first, okay? Now, it says at the beginning, vivament, right? And that, to me, says lively and moving, or lively with motion, okay? You notice the key signature as well. We have a B flat in the key signature, okay? Now, in order for us to figure out what key it's actually in, it's either going to be an F major or D minor, okay? Now, if you've heard the song on Up, then you probably know it's in the key, in a happy key, right? It's in a happy key. It starts with F, A, and C. Now, at the very end of the song, we're going to check that chord too. At the very end, I see a low F. So it looks like and sounds like it's going to be F major versus a D minor, right? It doesn't sound like that. It sounds happy. Okay? So we're in F major. Write that down at the beginning, okay? Now, this sounds also like a little waltz, okay? I see 3/4 time, right? And it's got that pa pa, pa pa. Right? Yes, it's very much like a waltz, okay? So we're gonna take that waltz feel, a very soft waltz, and we're gonna take it throughout this entire song, okay? It's very, very fun. All right. Now, I've also divided my song into 3 sections. I have a section A, which I put a big giant A at the very top. Okay, and then at the top of page 2, at the end of measure 48, right there, the very first measure, I wrote a big giant B for section B. Okay. Now, looking down even further on page 2, you see the line where it says 85? Yes, so on that line, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, where it has that treble clef with a tiny 8 on top, you're going to put a letter C, okay? I did this in order to divide this up for easier teaching, okay? It's also very helpful in your practice where you can divide it up into, okay, this week I'm going to work on section A. And then the following week you can work on section B. And then to end, you work on section C, right? It's to break it down into something that's attainable and doable, to give you little wins as you're learning this really cool song, okay? Now let's jump into the actual song now, okay? We're going to look at section A, right hand first, and then the left hand, okay? Very cool. I'm so excited. Oh, I love this song. All right. So looking here at our beautiful right hand for section A. Now you notice the first 3 measures have rests, so there's like nothing there. But we can count, right? So let's go ahead and count. I'm going to start with my right hand at the very first note I play, which is going to be a high F above the one in the middle, right? It's up here, up an octave. And it's F, A, F, E, right? So let's count. So we make sure that all of these notes are in the correct rhythm, okay? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, and F, A, F, E, 2, 3, tie, rest, F, A, F, D, 2, D, F, D, C, hold, rest, D, A, G, rest, D, A, G, grace note E, F, D, 2, 3, tie, rest, F, G, F, E, 2, 3, tie, rest, E, G, E, C, rest, C, E, C, B flat, rest, B flat, C, B flat, rest, A, B flat, C, hold, D, E, rest, C, D, E, hold, F, A, F, and then it repeats back to the beginning, E, 2, 3, rest, 2, rest, rest, 2, 3, tie, rest, 2, 3, tie, rest, rest, B flat, rest. Now it continues on E, 2, 3, tie, rest, F, A, E, D, rest, F, A, D, E, 2, rest, D, F, E, rest, D, A, B natural, D, all the way up to F, rest, F, G, F, E, 2, 3, tie, rest, E, G, E, C, rest, C, E, C, B flat, C, D, E, G, A, and then you have a trill. You're going to start on your B flat. Then it goes back as written to the B flat. B flat, A, rest, G, D, C, G, A, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, A, G, rest, F, A, G flat, D, B natural, up an octave to a D flat, chromatic scale going up to B flat and back down. Then you go back to E as written. E, G, rest, D, E, B flat, B natural, C, 2, 3, C, D, E, F. And then that's the end of section A, okay? That's quite a long section, isn't it? Yes. Section A is the longest section of the whole song, okay? Because it's got an additional repeat in it, okay? Now, all of that to say, it's going to be imperative for you to pay very close attention to when it goes up an octave and when it returns back as written, okay? The way that this arranger on MuseScore did this score, they wrote in, instead of writing 8 VA for octave higher, they did a treble clef, and then on top of the treble clef is a super tiny little number 8. I have never seen that notation before, but I'm sure it's something that people come across. It's just I'm not aware of it, okay? So what I did was I took the time with my pencil to scan my music and find where it has that treble clef with the number 8 on top. And I wrote in pencil 8 VA on top of it and put brackets around the section that's 8 VA, okay? Now I did that on purpose because I didn't want to do it incorrectly, okay? Now if you look, I'll show you what it does and what it looks like, okay? And I'll show you where I put as written, okay? Let me see if I can show you really quick. Okay, first one here. All right, you see here? There's that treble clef with the weird number 8. And I put 8 VA. This is at measure 27, is it? Yeah. And then it's all 8 VA, 8 VA, 8 VA until you get to here on the next line. There it is, and I wrote as written when it goes back, okay? Now you'll notice on that line again, we have another 8 VA, okay? So it's gonna take a little bit of homework, a little bit of writing down to get this exactly right in terms of your octaves, okay? Now, that was a decent first take at section A right hand, but let's look at section A left hand now, okay? Because we have to start getting that waltz feel going on here, okay? You got this, okay? It's just gonna take a little bit of extra work, but I promise you it's well worth the effort because this is such a beautiful song. All right, here we go. All right, looking here, section A, we're gonna begin the piece. It has our F in the bass clef with our A and C on top, okay? I'm not gonna say much with the left hand because I feel like it can be distracting sometimes. So just be aware of those key notes every now and then that I say, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. F, E, D, C, E, C, B natural, fourth, B flat. Actually, that should all be B naturals. My apologies. Up to E, down to D, C, B flat, F, C, triad, and then it repeats, but this time I'm going to skip that repeat. Let's keep going. Here we go. F, E, D, C, B natural. See, that one was correct. B natural. Good. First inversion 1. Good. Drop it to a D. Very good. C major. B flat on the bottom. Very good. C triad. Down to G. C. G. Now it goes even further. F. C. F. Down to D. Fourth. B natural. And you tie. 2, 3. gets really cool here. A flat C E. Beautiful. And then it goes into section B. It's fun. I can hear the melody above the left hand, right? So if I was to actually sing or play or hum the melody above the left hand, I could hear it, right? Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-da-da. Right? My voice is cracking a little bit today. That's okay. Hey, that's okay. That's why I'm teaching piano instead of singing today. So we're doing a great job though, and that's actually a really a good thing to try in your practice, right? As you're perfecting your left hand, try to hum or sing the melody in the right hand that would normally play while you're doing it, okay? Now that was section A. We gotta get into section B, okay? Now, section B begins on page 2, and it's the lead up into, or the pickup notes to measure 49 in this song. This is a long song. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? It doesn't look like much, but it's actually quite long, okay? So starting at the pickup notes, or we'll just start at 48, we're going to learn the right hand of section 2 all the way down till we get to that section C letter that you wrote, okay? You ready? Here we go. Right hand first. I'm so giggly all the time. That's okay. All right, now, if we're doing the pickup notes to be, that says that we are going to be doing it an octave higher, because I see 8 VA written up here at 48. There's a little teeny tiny number 8 up there. So it'll be like this, way up here. All right, my friends? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. 2, 3, tie. As written. Oh, no. Keep going. 1, 2. 2, rest. Rest. Grace note, D. 2, 3, tie. Rest. 1, 2, 3, tie. Rest. And then there's a fermata. Okay. Now we go down to as written. All right, there's that treble clef indicator. Octave A. Rest. As written. 2, 3, tied. Tied. 3, tie. Rest. 2, 3, tie. 2, 3, tie, and tie. Now here, this is a new feel of a section, but it's still part of section B for practice purposes, okay? It's the pickup notes to the andante section. It's slower. So let's start from there with that F, finger 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, tie. Rest. 2, 3, tie. F, G, F, E. 2, 3, tie. 2, 3, rest. Rest. And then there's a fermata right there leading into section C, okay? Now, you'll notice that when we start going through this, there's a lot of like repeating themes and things like that, or a variation of the theme of the main song. That's how this is built, right? It's kind of like you start with the theme of married life, and then it's the variations of it as you're progressing through the different stages of marriage. Isn't that amazing? Oh, it's so good. Now, looking here at section B, it changes colors a little bit. And when I say colors, that means that the feel of it is a little different. It's not so happy-go-lucky bouncy anymore. It changes. Something happens, right? So if you remember in the opening scenes, describing the backstory of the marriage between the main character and his wife, it goes through their stages of marriage as well, right? Early marriage, honeymoon stage, they're happy, they're making a beautiful home together, and then it changes because the wife has trouble having a baby, right? You remember that struggle with infertility, and that was like the first part that just pulls at your strings when you're watching, your heartstrings when you're watching this film, right? We are literally in section B getting into that section where they are struggling with having a child of their own. And we get to communicate that through our music, okay? So I want to learn the left hand of section B, okay? So you can start picturing this in your head, wondering why there's so many longer notes in this section versus the bounciness of the waltz in the first part, okay? Left hand, let's do it. Section B, here we go. All right, we're going to start with that measure 48. It's a tie, holdover from section A. I'm going to be way up here, okay? Yeah, it's kind of like a tritone. All right, okay. A flat C E, and we're going to hold it. 1, 2, 3. Then it changes. F, C, D, C. F major triad. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, ba da da da. There's the hint of that waltz again. D down to C and tie to hold over, and then we have a little whisper. F, E, 2, 3, up to F, 2, 3. And this is the part where they are struggling with infertility, the andante section. We have block chords in the left hand. Listen, F major. Then we have down a step to E. Very sad. Back to F major. E flat on the bottom. Down to D and G B. G, C. C triad. B flat on the bottom. Then F major, triad and tie. 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Open it up with E on the bottom. 2, 3 and fermata. There it is. Beautiful, right? So that's the end of section B. Hands apart. Okay, this is good. We're making a lot of progress here, okay? Now, section C is what's left, okay? Now, it's a very almost poignant ending to this piece because at the end of their marriage, the wife is getting ill, right? She's getting old. She struggles. She stumbles. She falls ill and she passes away. And then our main character is left alone. So it actually ends on a very somber and poignant note. So it's our responsibility in this piece to communicate that at the very end, okay? It's a very sweet song, but it's also it's important for you to make that communication very clear in the song, okay? You can do this, and section C has all of the elements of that, okay? So let's do the right hand of section C, and then we'll do the left hand of section C. And to conclude this very awesome long lesson, we will play through the whole piece, okay? All right, let's do it quick. Here we go. All right, so looking here, section C, we're playing an octave higher. I wrote a really big 8 VA, okay? So we're up here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, tie. 2, 3, tie. 2, 3, tie. 2, 3, rest. Rest. Up to high C. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Then we drop it down to A, C, F. As written. Okay? Beautiful. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? I told you that part was, it's sad, but it's also very beautiful. So let's learn that left hand section. It's block chords that are very beautiful. We'll get through it and then we'll play the whole piece, okay? Let's try it. Okay. Now you'll notice here in the left hand line, the bass clef, when you reach measure 89, bingo, look what they did. They threw a treble clef in there. So that's actually telling you, instead of playing in the bass clef, you're actually going to be playing way up here, okay? Don't let that alarm you, okay? Left hand is also playing very high here, and it's a exchange between the left and the right hand, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. 6. To E flat on the bottom. G's. Then we have G. Very good. Now up to C and E. C. G, B flat, C. 2, 3. G and B flat. C, F, F. 3. Tie. 2, 3, down to G, C, and 2, 3, tie, 2, 3, then we have F, try, 2, 3, put an E on top, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, put an E on top, 2, 3, then we're going to do a low F, it's not written, but go ahead and do it, right? I like to arpeggiate it, F, C, very, very nice there for section C, okay? Now, how did you feel about that? Did you feel like it was definitely communicating that emotion of this song in the movie? I think it really did. And you'll notice if you take the time to watch Up, the movie, this song carries a theme through the whole film, okay? It's not just in the beginning, right? It's the whole film when they go to Paradise Falls, where he wants to go, right? When they're flying in the house, like when they encounter that very enormous crazy bird, right? Like it's carried through the whole film. So let's give ourselves the time and space to really listen to this. I'll play it all the way through, okay? It's quite long, but I think you'll understand what we're trying to communicate here. I'm not going to do repeats though, because I feel like that makes it a little too long for this purpose for teaching. Okay, let's switch to piano view and I'll give it a try. Here we go. All right, here we go. go. There it is. Married Life. Married Life from Up. Isn't it such a beautiful piece? Yes. Yeah, I had a little note slip in there, but you know what? I just need to practice a little bit more. I had a wrong finger and then I slipped, but you know what? That's how it goes. It was actually a very beautiful, beautiful song. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. It was so much fun to give to you all today. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, right? That's an easy, quick thing you can do and help support me. And if you are so inclined, join as a patron, right? Monthly support from my patrons is what keeps my studio alive. So help bring more lessons to life that you are so excited to hear and have, and learn to play these beautiful pieces by joining as a patron, okay? Thank you so much. All right, my friends, we are finished. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this song. And if you have any other requests, make sure to join our Discord server so you can hop in the song request channel and write down what you want to learn, okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you all very soon. Get some good practice. I'll see you later. Bye.